Okay, this is another reaction video. This is from um, World According to Briggs, the 10 least woke states. I do know what woke is. It's least politically correct. I get that. But these are the top 10 least woke states. I'm guessing, I want to take a wild guess. I'm going to say the least one is Texas. I'm not woke myself. I don't consider myself woke. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. That's whatever you think you are. But I'm going to guess it's Texas. I'm going to say Texas is number one. That's my guess. I have not seen this video yet, so let's find out. Please click like, share, and subscribe for him, and like, share, and subscribe for me.
Are you woke?
No.
Do you know what woke is?
Yes.
Today I'm going to tell you what it is and which states are the least woke. If you don't know what woke is, I'm going to give you the definition. There are sort of two. The original one is this. Woke is an adjective derived from African American vernacular English, meaning alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. As the word grew on social media, it became a word that encompassed anything to do with social awareness. So Merriam-Webster came out with their own definition, and it goes like this: aware and actively attentive to important social facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice.
Now, racial justice is one thing, social justice is another. And the definition of social justice has changed, okay? So, it's not, in terms of quote-unquote justice, if somebody does something bad to someone and I'm all for that. But in terms of social justice and their definition of social justice, maybe not so much. But that's neither here nor there.
So if you don't know what any of that means, let me put it to you this way. You know those people that are offended by everything? They're woke normally.
Yeah.
These days woke is all over the news, and recently it was added to the new right-wing catchphrase of the week, Florida, where woke goes to die. This has created...
And keep in mind on that, that doesn't mean that Florida's the racist state or something like that. My parents live down there. Woke is it's come to mean a lot of different things, and usually what it goes to is far left-wing causes, is what I would describe as woke. Far left-wing causes. Okay, and that's what I look at woke as being. So I don't think you'll see Florida on this list. No, in terms of leaks, sorry, maybe I would see Florida. Maybe Florida should be the number one. I don't know. We'll find out.
Online discussions on which state is...
I would have thought it would have been Texas, but there's a lot of people from California moving to Texas. And I think California would be the most woke state.
The most woke and which state is the least woke. And just so we're clear, I don't care about wokeism. I don't care that you say it. I don't care if that's how you feel. I don't care if you hate it. I do think a little of it is good. We should be aware of social issues and prejudice. But like all things when humans are involved, it goes too far, especially when you can get attention by doing it. This leads us to the obvious question. How do you determine which state is the wokest or the woke less? You can't. There's no accurate way of doing it. So when in this situation, you have to use stereotypes, and then you rank those stereotypes. In this case, I figure you take someone that's not into being woke, and you figure out something that a woke person...
See those people in that picture there? You would not see me there. Okay, I would not do something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Not that I'm absolutely opposed to it. It's just something that I just don't get myself involved in.
Person would do they wouldn't do. So I have three things. What percentage of the population attended a Black Lives Matter protest? What percentage of the population gets most of their news from Fox News? And what percentage of the population knows a person people call Bubba or Hoss?
Now, Black Lives Matter, a leader of Black Lives Matter, has seemed to take herself and bought herself a nice mansion in California and is really living a very good life for herself now. But again, that's if I'm not questioning her beliefs. I'm just there's certain things that you do. It doesn't look like that's what her attention is. But again, I'm not going to get too deep into that. That's just what I see. The people who watch the least woke channel is Fox News by leaps and by bounds. I don't think they're racist. I don't think they're haters. I don't think they are white supremacists. I don't think they're Nazis. It's just they just look at things from a different point of view, and I'm fine with that. Mentioning name Hoss, that southern sensibility. Well, we'll see. Okay, I don't know about too much about that. I'm probably sticking my foot in my mouth too much here, but let's find out.
And yes, I ran a survey on that one. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Nevada. Nevada is a purple state. For the longest time, it was a very red state.
And purple state means it's between red and blue. It's in the middle. There's a lot of Republicans. There's a lot of Democrats there.
Matter of fact, most of the landmass, like a lot of other states, is very red. It's just the most populous areas, Las Vegas.
And you'll see that in the United States. The landmass outside of the major metropolitan cities are red, but the cities themselves are blue, and that's where all the votes are.
Reno are turning a little blue. That's a state that's going through some changes right now. In the Silver State, during the Black Lives Matter protests, 3.1% of the population attended one of the protests, 52% of the population watches Fox News, and 1.3% knows someone named Bubba or Hoss.
Now, I don't know about the Haas or Bubba part. Okay, I'm not going to go there. But as far as going to the Fox News, there are a lot of people on the left who watch Fox News. Fox News is probably the most popular news channel in the United States, and it's watched by both sides.
Number 9, West Virginia. West Virginia is one of the reddest states we have. They're like a solid deep red. I saw one guy during the election season.
Although one of their senators is a Democrat, Joe Manchin, but he doesn't. He's not a complete woke left-wing liberal, and he occasionally votes with the Republicans. But yeah, West Virginia doesn't surprise me on this list.
Call them blood red. They're so red. I think it's a little further than that. I think it's blood mixed with oil red. I was a little shocked to find out that 1.9% of West Virginia's population attended a Black Lives Matter protest. 38% of them watch Fox News, and 6% know someone named Bubba or Hoss. And
6% does not surprise me.
if you know much about West Virginia, if you got up in the hollers and started asking people if they know anyone named Bubba or Hoss, most people will know several.
Yeah, that's West Virginia is a state that's to the south. I mean, beautiful state, very, very beautiful state.
Number 8, South Carolina. South Carolina is
I lived in Somerville, South Carolina for 2 years.
a solid red state, and it has been for a very long time. If you look at their politicians, they got a Republican governor, a Republican lieutenant governor, 2 Republican senators, 6 Republican House reps, and 1 Democrat. And that 1 Democrat, I'm sure, surprises most people that know anything about South Carolina. 1.4% of South Carolina's population attended a BLM protest, 45% get their news from Fox, and 11% know someone named Hoss or Bubba.
I wonder if that's the highest. I don't know Haas or Bubba.
Number 7, Arizona. Arizona, again, is
My nephew lives in Arizona, but that doesn't surprise me either.
kind of a purple state. Red for a very, very long time, but
You see a lot of people leaving California for Arizona. A lot of people who don't like the politics of California's got to be one of the wokest states out there, and I got to think that a lot of people leave California for Arizona because of that.
in the last couple of years, things have changed. A lot of people say it's all the Californians that moved there. Well, most of the
I say it here, it comes out there.
Californians that moved to Arizona from California were already Republicans. It's not like the San Francisco Bay Area emptied out and headed to Phoenix. Texas has a solid complaint. Everyone went to Texas, Republican and Democrat. Arizona's changing from within. A lot of their young voters over the last decade have registered as Democrats. 3% of Arizona's population attended a Black Lives Matter protest. 47% get their news from Fox, and 3.4% know someone named Hoss or Bubba. Number 6, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's another very red state. It's another one that always has been. It's like that first wagon train pulled in and they put a sign up, if you're not conservative, keep going. All the people that saw that sign, I guess, ended up in Oregon. Strange stat I've always found amazing about Oklahoma. They have an extremely low cost of living and their economy isn't that bad, but some of their rural areas are hurting. So a couple of years back, they had the highest percentage of residents on public assistance. With that being said, they are definitely not woke. Only 1.9% attended a BLM protest. 41% of the population gets their weekly news from Fox News. And 13% know someone named Haas or Bubba.
Okay,
I really thought that one would have been.
That's the highest one right now, 13% for Haas and Bubba. But no, it doesn't surprise me about Oklahoma. I mean, look, there's no such thing as a perfect state run by perfect individuals. But one of the things you will see now, we've seen Nevada on here, which is purple. We've seen Arizona, which is turning purple. They're going to start to go downhill a bit, especially if you the way things are going. But yeah, we're getting a lot of, one of these states are going to be right-wing states or red states. Red means Republican.
Been higher. Number 5, Louisiana. This one.
Again, this is in the South. Not too terribly surprising. Again, when you look at Louisiana, it's a red state, but a lot of, in the city, like New Orleans or Baton Rouge, you get a lot of blue politicians there.
Does not surprise me at all. Louisiana is another very, very red state.
And you're going to see Haas and Bubba here, too.
There are two things Louisiana has a lot of: conservatives and poverty. This one surprised me for one reason. They have a large African-American community.
But most of that community lives in the cities, too, that are run by the blue. I mean, look, the outskirts are mainly red, like you said earlier, but the city, like New Orleans, is blue.
And they have a very low amount of people that attended a BLM protest. 1%. That's it. 45% of Louisiana gets their news from Fox News, and 16% of the people here know someone named Haas or Bubba.
I had a feeling they would take the prize, Haas or Bubba.
Bubba. Number 4, Florida. Now, this one I think...
Okay, I thought Florida might well, they say I still think Texas is going to be number 1, but let's see how this goes.
We'll be moving up this list in future videos, the next few years. I mean, they have kind of made a thing about being anti-woke. It's sort of like a badge of honor for the residents of Florida. I mean...
And being anti-woke, it should be noted, is not a bad thing if you're not woke, okay? Again, like I said, there are certain... It depends on how you look at it and how you define it, how he defines it, how I define it. It really depends on how you look at it.
They've got a governor that went to war with Disney because of their wokeness. But only 1.3% attended a BLM protest. 46% of Florida's population gets their weekly news from Fox News. And 8% of the people here know someone named Haas or Bubba.
Now, keep in mind, when he went to war with Disney, if you ever heard about the Don't Say Gay law, there was no such thing in the law that said you couldn't say the word gay. That is all complete, utter nonsense. The biggest problem you have with things like that, and this is not just any big revelation, is the press in this country. The majority of the press has a left-wing slant. And when I was growing up, they liked to keep it in the middle. Even though there were some little instances there, they like to keep it in the middle. Nowadays, the left, the press goes completely to the left. And look, if that's their belief, that's fine. That's why a lot of people don't trust the press, because they aren't getting the truth in the news nowadays. Okay, look, whatever you think is your business. Okay, I have no problem with either one. I know a lot of people who are left-wing who are consider themselves woke. I know a lot of people who don't consider themselves woke. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's the world we live in now.
Number 3, Alabama. This one...
Again, this isn't a surprise. This might actually overtake Louisiana. Now, Louisiana has 16% of Haas and Bubba. I want to see where Alabama ends up.
Again, no surprise. If Louisiana's on a list like this, so is Alabama. They're almost like New Hampshire and Vermont. You should just erase the border between them and make them one big state. But down here, you got to watch out for that, because Mississippi will try and get in on that action, and no one wants that. Alabama, like Louisiana...
Boy, he loves Mississippi, doesn't he?
It has a lot of poverty, a lot of conservatism. Only 0.7% of Alabama's population made it to a BLM.
Although, keep in mind, a lot of the big protests, some of the bigger protests during the civil rights happened in Alabama.
Protest. That one surprises me because Alabama is where the origin story for the civil rights movement starts.
Wow, I say it here and it comes out there again.
46% of Alabama's residents get their weekly news from Fox News, and 19% of the people here know someone named Hoss or Bubba.
And you see a lot of these states, like half the population watches Fox News. Nobody in the United States really cares a whole lot about CNN. It's like a forgotten network to some extent.
And 33% of the population admitted crime.
Okay, so this one did overtake Louisiana. 19% know a Hoss or Bubba.
During the last episode of Hee Haw.
Hee Haw, there you go.
Number 2, Mississippi.
Okay, so we got Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama all in a row there, and they're all on this list.
If you're trying to irritate people from Mississippi, you just call it Mississippi. Not much of a difference, but to them, it's like nails on a chalkboard. If you're over 50 and in Mississippi and you don't know what a chalkboard is, it's probably because the school you went to for 3 years didn't have one. Mississippi wasn't big on reading back in the day, or school.
Oh, good Lord. If you're watching this from outside the United States, he's basically calling this the backwater USA. Oh, good Lord.
Only 0.7% of Mississippi's population made it to a BLM protest when that was going on. That one, again, is surprising. They have a law.
Yeah, this is the civil rights, Mississippi burning. There's a whole lot of history with the civil rights in Mississippi.
Large African-American community. 46% of Mississippi's population gets their news from Fox News, and 32% of the population knows someone named Hoss or Bubba.
And I know a lot of black people who aren't part of Black Lives Matter, who don't believe Black Lives Matter is important. Okay, so that again, it really depends on who you are and what you think that they stand for. That's really what it comes down to.
All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget to hit the like button on this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're so close to 1 million subscribers. All right, on to number 1.
Okay, number 1, like I said, I think is going to be Texas. That's my guess here. Okay, it's not where I'm at, Ohio. It's not going to be New York. It's not going to be Illinois. It's not going to be California, where Chicago, LA, and New York City are. It may be someplace like rural, like Maine, but I gotta think Texas is number 1 on this list.
1. And number 1, Arkansas.
Okay, it wasn't Texas. Texas didn't even make the list. Arkansas is just north of Texas. Okay.
The natural state comes in at number 1. I wasn't expecting this one when I started my journey on finding out which state was the least woke. The truth is, Arkansas kind of blew everyone else out of the water when it came to their stereotypes. Only 0.5% of their population showed up at a BLM protest. 51% of their population gets their weekly news from Fox News. And when it comes to Hoss and Bubba, everybody knows someone named Hoss and Bubba in this state. I had 137 answers from Arkansas. Every single one of them said they knew someone named Hoss or Bubba. Now that...
Wow, so Hoss and Bubba exist more in Arkansas than anywhere else.
There's a small sample size, but I thought it was kind of interesting. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys...
Okay, top 10 least woke states. Okay, my state didn't make the list. I thought it was going to be Texas. That was my guess. But I guess because there's a lot of influx of Californian people moving there, that's probably why not. But okay, fair enough. Again, if you're woke, I don't care. That's your business. If that's what you believe, God bless you. Okay? I don't necessarily, but again, it depends on your definition of woke and what you think a woke person is. I consider it to be a far left-wing person, okay? I'm not a far left-wing person. So, again, that's your business. But hey, this is World According to Briggs. Please click like, share, and subscribe for him, and like, share, and subscribe for me, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.